All right, Landon, in just a few hours, we'll be sitting around the campfire with Andy, making delicious hot smos.
Ooh, let's go.
Let's do it. Let's do it. So welcome to the Movie Pick, where we break down our favorite movies. And this one is a ton of fun for me personally, because this one wasn't my pick. When Landon, my co-host today is Landon. Landon, say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
So,
glad to be here. It's an honor.
Yes, I'm glad you're here. So whenever Landon and I were texting about Toy Story, my first thought was, oh, do you want to do 1 or 3? And Landon quickly shot back a text that said 2. That was exciting. That was exciting.
This is the best.
We'll get to that. That's a loaded part of the conversation. But Landon, what are some of your first memories of Toy Story 2?
Could I start by saying I'm honored to be here?
You can.
I'm honored. This is my wife, Katie, who you know.
Yes.
This is her favorite podcast.
That makes my day. It makes my heart swell.
I like it okay, but
yes.
It's her favorite podcast.
It's subpar at best. Katie's being very forgiving.
It's trying to work its way up there for me. It's not my favorite yet, but we'll see.
Well, we're working on it. The fact that you're on it should make it a little higher up in your books.
Honestly, probably makes it worse.
Yeah, you'll probably unfollow. But so some of your first memories of Toy Story 2.
So this movie came out when I was 5 years old. My first memories, so if you put yourself in the position of a 5-year-old,
sure, who's
been watching Toy Story since he's watched movies, the first one.
Yeah.
And then your parents come and tell you, guess what, buddy? There's a second one of these coming out.
It's an exciting
That'll blow your mind. So
yeah.
I remember, I think I saw this in theaters. I'm not positive. I'd have to check. But I remember watching it at like a church Sunday school party.
Ooh.
We went over. They had Toy Story 2 going.
Nice.
That's what I remember.
It's good teachers.
And then I'm sure we'll talk about this. What has to be tied to Toy Story is the actual real life toys that kids use too, which is I have.
See, that's a good point, because that was a part of the game that I missed out on.
Yeah.
Like, because the first one came out when I was 12. So it came out in 95. I was born in 83. So it comes out when I'm 12. I'm not in that mode of playing with those, at that point. I'm into video games and all that kind of stuff. So I didn't carry around like the Woody, the Buzz, Rex, and all that stuff. But if I was your age, I would have carried those around because they were awesome.
There are totes full still at my parents' house of old Toy Story cars.
Nice.
I say cars, toys in general.
Yeah.
10 different kinds of Buzzes, Woodies.
Nice.
All of it that my niece's nephew still play with. I was at my in-laws' house today. My nephew was playing with my wife and her sister's toys from when they were younger. So they're everywhere. Got pictures with the Toy Story pajamas.
Just like Andy.
Just like Andy.
Did you wear the red cowgirl hat?
I am the cowgirl. It's ridiculous.
So you don't remember if you saw. I did see this one in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
So I did not see the first one in theaters, but I've seen every one of them since then in theaters. Because I remember, and we won't go too far into the first one, but the first one was a game changer as far as animated movies. And so this made me love animated movies again, because before that they were all like, what was the word? Musicals. Mm-hmm. And I was kind of getting out of liking those animated musicals, and then Toy Story comes along. It's non-animated. And so every one of these I've been super excited for. I was super excited to see this one. I can't wait for the 5th one that's supposed to come out next year.
Yeah.
So like the Toy Story franchise, they've got me hooked.
Well, they're spaced so much too that every one of them hits you at a different stage of life. You were 16, but I was 5, and then I was 16, and then I was 25, I think, when the 4th one came out. So those are all, you're just experiencing them in different ways. Then you go back and watch, and you have a whole new perspective on what they're saying, or even the 3rd ones.
Yeah, and what I think would be cool is, and this is getting into like talking about the 5th one, I told my son what I thought would be neat would be if like the 5th one was them somehow making their way back to Andy's family, like if Andy's kids were to get them. But we'll leave that.
We'll see what they do.
That's for another day. That's for another day.
The boys down at Pixar do.
Yes. So 1999, the Braves did make the World Series. All right, Atlanta Braves made the World Series.
They did.
But they got swept by the Yankees.
The evil empire.
Yes. In 4 games. I mean, just 4 games. They were done. Wasn't even a series. So this movie came out November 24th, 1999. Had a budget of $90 million. It did around 100 or 487 million worldwide. And you had some thoughts, I think, on this was almost a direct-to-video sequel, and they changed that, right?
I believe so. That's how it started, because I guess that was a thing in the 90s that they thought that was popular, because I imagine VHS and then at this point DVD too had become really popular and they're making a lot of money. And from what I understood, they saw some potential in it, but most of Pixar's efforts were focused on A Bug's Life.
Yeah.
And then they realized...
Which great movie, by the way. Bug's Life's awesome.
Very good movie.
Yeah.
And in this, did you see the post-credit?
Yes.
Scenes of them on the leaves?
Yes, I love that scene.
That's a great movie as well. But then most of their workforce was focused on Bug's Life, and they eventually had to put a little more, put more of their resources into this. But in cut down the time to do it in half, or these people were passing out on the job animating this movie.
And the thing was, back then, I didn't know that. That's crazy. But back then, that's the way Disney sequels were made. Like Aladdin, I remember the sequels to these movies, like Aladdin and Lion King and all those. And those were big theatrical releases, like the first ones were. The second ones went straight to DVD or straight to video. Because I remember Robin Williams was even in one of the sequels that went straight to VHS for Aladdin, which is
so crazy now.
Crazy to think of. But because, now every Disney sequel is, which now, it's either streamed or... it's going to come out in theaters. They're going to make a big production out of it. I could not imagine Frozen 2 going straight to, streaming. They're going to make sure they make as much money as possible. And I'm glad that they did with Toy Story, because I don't know if we would have gotten the same kind of production value out of 3 and 4 and all the different specials and all that stuff that we got later on. But so the top 5 from 99. I know we talked a little bit about this list, but this is a great list. So number 5 was The Matrix. Awesome movie. I don't know if we'll ever cover that one on here. It's been requested a few times. But we may at some point, who knows. Number 4 was Austin Powers 2. Classic sequel. I love that one. Number 3 was this. Toy Story 2 was number 3. The Sixth Sense, which is on the list. That movie's...
That's kind of a got-to movie.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of M. Night Shyamalans that I could cover. Signs would probably be my first one, though. It's probably my number 1.
You should throw everybody a twist and just have it pop up midweek.
Yeah, throwing everybody a twist would be if I did Lady in the Water. They're what?
But his worst movie?
Yeah, just I picked one of the worst, with Last Airbender.
Just do every one of his movies and save The Sixth Sense.
Yes.
Till last. That would really throw him off.
Yes. And then we had, which I think you're kind of like me. You like Star Wars. You're not a Star Wars fanatic. Would that be a correct assessment?
I didn't see them until I was older.
Yeah.
And I think if you watch them at first when you're a kid, then they'll just blow you away. Because I can't imagine seeing the first one in the 70s. That had to be crazy, because nothing ever been done like that. But then if you watch that movie from the 70s, like I did for the first time in 2015, then you're like, it's okay.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good. Yeah. But you almost like some of the newer ones, even though I think they're worse movies than the old ones. But if you don't grow up with it, I'm same as you.
Yeah. Yeah. So for me, I like, and the reason I bring up Star Wars at all is number 1 was Star Wars, The Phantom Menace. That was the restart of the prequel trilogy. And for me, I love Star Wars, but I don't love Star Wars the way that a lot of people do. And I understand that. Like you said, I can see the big deal. I can see the full appeal. I do love Star Wars, but I'm just not the guy that knows every in and out of their universe. People will say some words to me. I'm I have no idea what you just said.
Star Wars people are a different breed. In a good way. We love them. We love them.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But so we were talking about why 2 was your favorite. For me, 3 is my favorite. If we're talking about the Toy Story universe. And I think it's all because the third one kind of went, and this isn't a Toy Story 3 pod, but I do want to, cover that for a second. it was all about the friendship of the toys.
Mm.
You know, like the third one. And the third one, it was just ridiculous how well acted it was, even on the animated faces and stuff, like for Woody and Buzz and all them. I'm sorry.
There's such a big jump up from 2 to 3 in the animation.
Oh,
and like 3 and 4 are similar. I think 4 is even better.
Yeah.
But 3, there's such a jump up. I mean, there's a big difference between 1 and 2 as well. But the 3, you can tell they really figured it out. Which technology wise, 99 2010 was
not
a gigantic leap.
So one thing that's interesting, I cannot remember if Monsters University came out before or after Toy Story 3.
It came out after.
I was going to say, it was right after, wasn't it?
Yeah. They released Monsters University was when I was going to college, and Monsters Inc. was when I was in kindergarten, because I think they did a similar thing with Toy Story, and maybe more of a gap. And I believe they did that on purpose.
They were following you around.
I believe they did that on purpose too, so I know those years, because it was like you're watching them go to college. And
that is
I'm
hilarious.
like about to leave my parents and go off, and it was a big big deal. So that was like I think it was 2013 or 2012.
I remember there was a scene in Monsters University where it was showing like the blades of grass on the football field. And for a second, I actually thought, I was like, did they just change to a real movie? Like it just looked that real. Like Pixar's animation had just escalated so much at that point, which was right around when Toy Story 3 came out.
Well, 4, the beginning of 4, where RC is in the water on the side of the curve, that water, I thought that, I watched it yesterday, and I literally thought that looks exactly like water. And
leafy, muddy water.
Yeah, I'd read that they left a lot of stuff out of the first few, like Lotso. They wanted him to be, sorry to jump ahead, but maybe in that, but they didn't know if you notice, none of the toys are fuzzy, because they didn't know how to animate the fuzz or do water and things like that. So you could tell they were like all those things they probably wanted to do in the third and fourth one.
They were finally able to strut.
We're emptying the clip here.
Nice.
Everything we wanted to do. We got water, we got fuzz, we got it all. Dude.
Yes. I love it. So this movie, directed by John Lasseter, kind of getting to the cast and all that good stuff. So he directed some other good ones, did Toy Story, Bug's Life, Cars, and Cars 2, which I am not, like, if you gave me a list of my... Yeah, go ahead.
It's at the bottom.
Yeah. 100%.
It's I think it's like head and shoulders worse than most Pixar movies. I haven't seen as much of the modern ones, but especially the old ones, I think it's significantly worse.
So Pixar does this like interesting thing, like we'll just take Cars and Monsters and what's the third one? Cars, Monster, and Nemo. So those 3 were their sequels. So in the first Monsters Inc. movie, Sully is like the heart of the story. In the second one, Mike Wazowski is like the heart of the story. And obviously Nemo, actually Marlin, dad, is the heart of the story in Finding Nemo. But then Dory is the heart of the story in Finding Dory, which makes sense because of the way they named them. And then what was the third? Oh, Cars. So in the second Cars, but this is where they messed up. Mater was not meant to be...
Mater's a side character if there's ever been one.
All the way. He was not meant to be the heart of the story. Like Lightning McQueen is the heart of the story. If you wanted to change it to somebody else, I actually fully disagree. Just keep it as Lightning McQueen, because I like the third Cars a lot. But I like the first one a lot. But the second one, I've seen it like once, and that was it. I was one and done with the second Cars. So I really can't even remember what to tell you I did not like about it. I just didn't like it.
A lot of spy stuff in London, I think.
That's what. Yeah. It went a totally different route. Like it didn't fit into their world. But so, going on to, I think we've all heard of this guy, the guy that played Woody, little Tom Hanks.
Timothy.
Yeah, what's his name? Yeah, Tom Henry?
Something like that.
So, we're not going to do a deep dive on Tom Hanks, because we would spend the rest of the hour and a half talking about just Tom Hanks. But I just want to talk about 92 to 99. Like just those 7-8 years worth of movie making. We're not even going to get into 2000 when Castaway came out. So 92 to 99, League of Their Own, Sleepless in Seattle, Philadelphia, Forrest Gump, Apollo 13, the first Toy Story, That Thing You Do, which is so underrated and gets forgotten about. I love that. Have you ever seen that?
Did he direct that too?
Yes. Yeah, he's directed 3 movies, and that was one of them.
I've seen parts of it, but not all.
Oh, man, I love That Thing You Do.
I've heard a lot of people say that's one of their favorite movies.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason I would say it's a Tom Hanks movie is because he directed it, because as far as like the acting part of it, he's probably like the 5th or 6th lead, really. Like the band is the main character, Liv Tyler's the next main character, and so, but he did that on, like, he was the director of that. And then obviously Saving Private Ryan, You've Got Mail, and then the movie we're covering today, Toy Story Dos.
Those are all not just like good movies. Those are all like, if you care about movies, you've seen, if there were 10 of those, you've seen 8 of them.
Yeah.
You know, like anybody that likes movies has seen probably 8 of those.
And some of the most well-acted movies ever.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And then we've got Tim Allen as Buzz Lightyear. And this was like the height of Tim Allen. So this was when he was at his most popular. Maybe the first Toy Story might have been, because, I mean, I think Home Improvement started around 91. So I would say like around 94, 95 was when, you know, he was probably at his most popular, but he was doing the Santa Claus movies. He was doing Home Improvement. So he was probably a huge fixture in your childhood, I would imagine.
Huge. Yeah. Santa Claus there.
Yes. Yes. And so, huge TV guy, still a big TV guy. I loved Home Improvement, but I actually liked Last Man Standing even more. I don't know if you ever watched that one.
A little bit.
Yeah.
And then shifting gears now.
So that's on my list.
Yeah.
I know my mom and dad like it. That one's on my list, though, as far as shows to watch. Like, I've had it sitting there forever. I actually wanted to build up more episodes, so then I don't have to watch like 4 and then wait a week. Like, I don't like doing that.
Yeah.
I've hit that world of being impatient. But then we have Jim Varney. Ernest as Slinky Dog. So obviously he's known as Ernest. Like, you can name other movies. I only knew him Ernest, this, and Beverly Hillbillies. That's what I knew him from. And it's funny, you know, anytime I think of him, obviously I always think of Ernest. But the thing that was super sad was, like, I think this movie came out in November of 99, and he passed away like maybe 2 months later. So I think January of 2000, something like that. And then Bradley and I talked a lot about this next one. Joan Cusack as Jessie. Yeah. And how she just has like this animated face in everything that she does. And it translates here. She was perfect.
Great. Like just a really good, like that upbeat energy that didn't exist, especially they didn't have any girl characters except for Bo Peep, which I think I also saw this is in the first one they didn't have any.
Right.
Which I think I saw that's part of why they had her in here, is they have,
I didn't know that. Okay.
Have like a girl character as well.
Well, and she was a great character.
She's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, she was, you know, like spoiler alert, we are going to have a competition, and she's in the competition as far as like favorite side characters. And you know, like, she may not be my winner, but she's up there.
She's up there.
Yeah, she's up there. She's a good character. Kelsey Grammer, Frasier,
amazing.
Frasier himself, as Stinky Pete the Prospector.
Beast,
X-Men. Awesome voice.
He does have a good voice.
He's got a great voice. Like, I remember then.
He's got that voice that sounds so proper, it's almost British.
Yes. Yeah. Are you a Cheers guy? Did you ever watch Cheers?
I've seen bits and pieces of it, but not all. I've seen more of Frasier than I have Cheers.
Yeah. Well, obviously, same character, because that's where he started. Frasier was on Cheers. And that's what he was on Cheers. I've actually never seen a full episode of Frasier.
Really?
Yeah.
It's good. I like it.
Yeah. It's on my list too. Like, I've got a long list. Short amount of time to watch stuff, and especially since I watch these movies like 3 times each the week I'm doing the pod. So, but it's on the list. Yeah. Wayne Knight.
This is talking about peak of other people. This is another peak. I mean, so Seinfeld was just ending when this came out. Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
As you covered before.
And he got a lot of love on the Jurassic Park podcast. If you have not listened to the Jurassic Park podcast, I think Wayne Knight was the actor we discussed more than anyone.
That's amazing.
After it was over, I was like, how did we talk about Wayne Knight more than anybody?
It's also it's really hard to think of him and have the name Wayne Knight go through your head and not Newman constantly.
Yeah.
Because that's what everyone knows him as.
100%.
Space Jam, too. was just before this.
Yes,
he
it
was such a weird part of Space Jam.
But if we ever have a podcast about actors that dominated the 90s, maybe
Newman.
Maybe Wayne Knight makes the list. I don't know. You got the Tom Hanks, you've got the Nicolas Cage, you've got the Travolta, you got all that, and then Wayne Knight. Maybe Samuel L. Jackson.
The Mount Rushmore of the 90s. Wayne Knight's on there.
All right. So then you got Don Rickles. So good as Potato Head. Did you know him from other stuff? I only knew him from this.
I knew him from this.
Okay.
And then I used to watch, I rarely watch these now, late night a lot, and he would go on Fallon the most, I think.
Okay.
And just be so mean to them. But that was his thing. All the comic, he's like a roast comic or I think they had
I don't know what they're called, but yeah.
But those comedians like Conan, like they would go crazy laughing, and he would it was so funny.
Yeah.
So that's like aside from this, I knew his voice from this, but I feel like that's the only time I ever remember seeing him in person. I feel like he's one of those people that, like, comedians now will talk about what a legend he is. He's so funny. Mr. Potato Head, I think he's probably the funniest character in all these movies. Like, his one-liners are amazing.
Oh, in the third one when he's the tortilla.
Yeah.
Like, I love that.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know who was Mrs. Potato Head? Do you know who that voice was?
That was...
I'll give you the name.
Estelle...
What a guy. Harris. Yeah. You're on it. You're on it. Yeah. Do you know who she was? Like, do you know what show she was on a little bit?
I looked this up, but I can't remember.
She was George Costanza's mom.
Yes. Okay. Yes. I was like,
so another
Seinfeld connection.
I didn't know that until this week. Like, I knew the voice had always sounded familiar to me, and I watched Seinfeld all the time, and I don't know how I never picked up that this was George Costanza's mom playing Mrs. Potato Head.
Yeah.
Love it.
Costanza's parents also great. Frank Costanza is maybe the best character.
Jerry Stiller.
Yeah.
Anything he touches is comedy gold.
R.I.P.
Yeah. Wallace Shawn. You'll hear a lot about him in the Clueless podcast. We do talk about him a good amount. But
most famous from Princess Bride, I guess.
He is best known from Princess Bride. I think this has become, if you talk about the faceless Wallace Shawn, which means like the animated, like he's done so much Rex work.
A lot. There's a bunch, and there's so many little.
There's shorts, yes, and specials and all the stuff. Like there's no telling how much money the guy's made just showing up and talking, in his normal voice and doing his thing, and he's so good at it.
I think I remember him most, or the first thing I saw him physically in. He was the neighbor in the Cosby Show.
Was he really?
I'm pretty sure he was.
I didn't know that.
Don't fact check me on that.
No, we will fact check. Everything gets fact checked.
I'm probably wrong.
Yeah, when everything needs to be fact checked.
Dr. Heathcliff Huxtable had a neighbor. I'm pretty sure it was Wallace Shawn that had like a expensive car that kind of looked down on him. Maybe he was also a doctor.
About 3 days after this pod drops, that will be fact checked. that will be released as to whether that is accurate or not. Because that's one thing I'm doing now is like listening to every episode and be like, okay, I was wrong there, or I was right there. I need to confirm that. Annie Potts. Are you familiar with Annie Potts?
Bo Peep.
I
don't know. The name sounds familiar, but I don't think I knew her. I don't know her.
There was a show my parents watched when I was a kid called Designing Women. She was really funny on there. But I knew her mainly from the Ghostbusters movies. Mm-hmm. She was the lady that ran like the front desk and everything. So she was good as that. She's great voice for animation. Again, I mean, whoever casted, was it be casted? Cast. Is just cast in that scenario?
Cast.
Yeah, just whoever cast these movies did a phenomenal job. Because every single voice actor, I mean, the next one, R. Lee Ermey.
Unbelievable.
I mean, you couldn't do better as Sarge.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy was a real live Marine.
I mean, I imagine that every military movie that was made after Full Metal Jacket was like, let's get this guy.
Yeah, he got approached.
Yeah. Because it's perfect.
There's never been anyone more typecast.
Yeah.
Because
if anyone ever does like a army sergeant, like you're yelling at someone trying to act like that, you're trying to imitate that voice that he makes.
Definitely. Yeah. And then going back to another Cheers alum, I don't know how to say the name. John Ratzenberger.
Ratzenberger.
Pixar King. So Cheers alum, just like Kelsey Grammer. He was known as the Pixar good luck charm. And we're going to have more on him later. So we're not going to go deep into the JR vault right now. We're going to talk about him a little bit more later. So we're going to call this section of it, instead of Woody's Roundup, this is going to be like the Fact Roundup. So a little bit of Pixar history. Do you know much about their history? I mean, and if you do, just go straight off the top of your head. I've got things that I can go with too.
Steve Jobs.
Yeah, he bought them in like 86.
They split off of Disney? No, I think they started as their own and joined Disney. Disney acquired them.
Yeah. I think Disney fully acquired them. Let's see, what I had was in 2006.
Yeah.
But so they started in 74 at NYIT, New York Institutional. Yeah.
Wow.
And then became part of Lucasfilm. So George Lucas was, yes.
Yeah.
And then 79, that's when they were there. They were known as the Graphics Group before it spun off, like you were talking about, in 86, when it was funded by Steve Jobs. He became the majority shareholder. And then Disney acquired them, like you talked about, in 06. That's when they fully acquired them. They were making, and it was weird. I remember there was like Pixar movie by Disney, like that kind of stuff on the credits or whatever. But there are 29 movies in now.
Wow.
Which is crazy to think about. So they're pretty much averaging them. If they started in 95, they're averaging more than one a year now, because I think Bug's Life came out in 98. Like it was like a 2 or 3 year gap.
Yeah.
So now they're averaging even more than one a year. 23 Academy Awards is what they've won. That's insane.
And I believe they didn't have a Oscar for Best Animated Feature when they began too. So I would imagine some of these would have won that had it existed.
That's a good fact check to see when that started.
I'm saying a lot of things during the podcast that those are off the top of my head.
But no,
so if all 100,000 million listeners could not fact check me on
this, you'll be fact checked. Yeah, and I'm not deleting those statements. Like, you'll be fact checked. We don't delete anything. It's all wrong. This is wrong. But 11 of them won Best Animated Feature. So 11 of those 23 awards, Best Animated. So, but I bet you're right. I need to look at what year they started Best Animated Feature. You can look at it now if you want to.
Real-time fact.
Yeah, real-time fact. Now, this will prove why I'm right about the best Toy Story, though, while you're looking this up.
Okay.
So Toy Story 3 and Up were nominated for Best Picture, not just Best Animated Picture.
Okay.
So there you go. So if there's ever a dispute about, which I don't really like the Academy Awards because they usually nominate award movies I don't even like.
Yeah.
But in this time, I'm going to use the narrative to fit what I'm saying. So that's why Toy Story 3 is the best. It was nominated twice. It was nominated for Best Animated and won. It was nominated for Best Picture and did not win. So what'd you find out?
I found out that 2001 was the first year they had Best Animated Feature as an Oscar.
Then you could add 3 more to their list then, at least. So they would have won for Toy Story in 95. They would have won Best Animated. There's nothing that would have beat it. Because Lion King came out in 94, I believe. Yeah. That would have been its only competition in that area.
Yeah.
Because I think Pocahontas was 95. Pocahontas is not beating Toy Story.
No, sir.
98, I think that's when A Bug's Life came out. I think they would have won that one too. I can't remember what animated movies came out in 98. This is all live too. Like I have no facts in front of me. And then 99.
This what else?
Yeah, this would have won, I believe. What year did Prince of Egypt win? Because that was a big deal. I mean, it had some good actors in it and well made. That might have given them a run for their money, whatever year that came out. Because Disney animation was kind of in a lull.
Yeah,
like after Pocahontas, really. Like if you start looking at that, maybe Emperor's New Groove, like somewhere around in there, where they started kind of struggling a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm hitting home with that one.
Happy back for the pod, Emperor's New Groove.
Speaking to your childhood, David Spade was so good. And what's the guy with the voice?
Kronk.
Oh man, what's his real name? Oh, he's
Patrick
Warburton.
Warburton.
Yes,
yeah.
Man,
he's amazing.
National treasure right there.
Yes, that voice.
We've covered a lot of national treasures in this one. I mean, Jerry Stiller, Patrick. I mean, we're hitting the high marks.
Also, Patrick Warburton's in Seinfeld as well. He dates Elaine.
I mean, what more can we say?
Most popular actors, if they were alive in the 90s in acting, they were in Seinfeld.
So glad you picked Toy Story 2. It's just led to so much good conversation. So did you look up any of the toys that were actually real prior to the Toy Story franchise?
I didn't look that up. I bet I know a few.
Yeah, go ahead.
I bet Etch-a-Sketch
Yep.
was on there.
Yep.
What about the one with the microphone?
You know, I don't know. I'm not going to tell you.
There's other, maybe this is just the third one. The phone.
Oh, yeah. I was just doing the second one. Yeah.
I couldn't remember if that was in that. Is Ham one already? Like the
he wasn't on the
piggy
list.
Bank?
Yeah, he wasn't on the list.
Bo Peep?
No, she wasn't on the list. Now, again, when I was looking up the list, the Troll Dolls, they show up a little bit. Potato Head, obviously. Like, he was the one that was most well known to me.
Yeah.
Was Potato Head. Slinky Dog was a real toy prior to the movie. The Army Men.
Yeah.
The Barrel of Monkeys. This one's like so in your face. Barbie and Ken.
Yeah.
That one's too easy almost. Sure. The Magic 8 Ball. And then, correct me if I'm wrong, this was the movie with Rock'em Sock'em, right? I've watched a lot of Toy Story this week.
Yes.
Yes, because that's where they saw him.
Yeah. They go in, I think is it in Al's apartment?
Yes, it was in Al's, yes, in his office. Yeah. So yes. So you were telling me something about, and this is something I've never heard of, the Toy Story Andy game.
So there's a game. Maybe this is only very specific to my nieces.
I hope so.
Nephews.
I hope so.
I understand it to be a game that,
if not, it's a game that should be created for everyone. The way you're describing
that kids around the globe play.
Yeah.
Where they go in a room and they like turning music on, and someone else comes and opens the door and they say Andy's coming, and they have to like hit the floor and freeze like they're the toys.
So they have to collapse.
Yeah. Or it pretty quickly, when you're playing with 8-year-olds, it turns into them just hiding in places.
Sure.
And doing funny things. But
sure.
I usually get to be the person that opens the door, and my wife she's got to do the funny things with kids where they're like laying in weird positions and hiding on stuff. So I assume that's a game that most kids are playing, but they want to play it every time they're around us, that they want to go in our bedroom and play that game.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like a fun game.
It's pretty fun. I mean, they love it. It's just getting to like have music and dance around, and then freeze and make funny faces.
So the thing that always bothers me about the Toy Story movies, and they're so good at it, they do like the make you cringe peril. You know what I mean? Like where when Woody is almost able to escape, he's about to go through the vent, and he's telling Jesse and Bullseye, like, hey, come with me. It made me think of it because you were talking about the whole collapse thing. Like Woody collapses, but you're always like, just hide. Just hide somewhere.
Yeah.
Hide somewhere for a second. He's going to look around. He's not going to find you, and then you can go.
Yeah.
But the Pixar writers that are on all four of these are so good at creating these moments where they get so close to what they want, and then they don't get it. I think that's one of the major appeals about these.
Well, and every time, too, when they collapse, the person always walks in the room and takes them away from the thing they're about to do.
Yes. Or like when Buzz sees that, the fake Buzz has gone with his friends to go try to get Woody from the apartment next door, when he had to drive all the way to work.
Yeah.
When Al had to drive, right across the street to work, which sounds like a Wayne Knight move. Like it's just,
Wayne just threw that in there.
Could not have cast more perfectly.
The legend Wayne Knight just threw that in there.
Yes. But when Buzz is like flying across the top, when he's right in, and then he hits the door right as it closes. Yeah. Like the Pixar writers are so good at getting you like so close, but not there.
Yeah.
Until the very end of the movie. Like they make you want to get there, but you don't quite get there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. That's just one of the things I think they're so good at. And they do it in multiples of their movies.
Just not really specifically to that, but just the creativity of it.
Yeah.
It's also hard. They do such a good job of putting the toys in positions that, like, when you're a little, and again, I'm thinking of this like from when I was 5 years old, of what you would like to imagine your toys are doing, or situations. Right. If you're 5 years old, you want your toys to be in, like driving the Barbie car around in Al's toy barn, or like playing funny games while nobody's there. It's like, and it just like captures the imagination, especially of kids, where they're like, I bet my toys are doing that. Where when you're 5 years old, you sling the door open and like, and look around to see what your toys are up to.
I can guarantee you, if I would have been 5 when any of these came out, I would have 100% thought, yeah, that's probably my toys. They're in there. And I would have been trying to bust them. Like let me make sure. I know they're real. They're live.
I almost got them too.
Would you set them and like draw chalk around them? That way, like if you move, I'm gonna know.
Move. Or you check where they're at. Because another thing I noticed in these movies is they'll be in random places and they'll fall, and nobody's ever like, when I walked out 5 minutes ago, these toys were in the toy box, which I'm sure it makes sense if it's a 6-year-old kid. He's not gonna like even blink twice.
Well, and like the thing that kills me in this one is Jesse and Bullseye just showing up.
Yeah. And Andy's like, 2 new toys, baby.
Well, yeah, I mean, he thanks his mom. Like, they try to do it in the plot, like, oh, cool, new toys, thanks, Mom. But you think that, like, Mom would have noticed. Because I remember, I have a cool, or I don't know if it's cool, I have a Toy Story for you. So, like, I know my mom would have noticed this before. So, like, if I got a new toy. So, I remember I was at Kmart, and there was a Batman action figure that was kind of just a little bit open. And it was one that I'd been wanting. So took that little Batman action figure out.
Little Davy's playing some five-finger discount.
Yeah, but look, put it in my jacket pocket and took that bad boy home. And later on, my mom was like, where did this come from? And I, first I told the lie about like, oh, it was sitting out in the parking lot. And then, like I was saying all these things and finally I fessed up. And she says she made me return it and apologize. I don't remember that part of the story. Maybe I blocked it out because it was traumatizing. But either way, like my mom noticed I had a new action figure.
Yeah.
Andy's mom seems pretty with it.
Yeah.
I think she would have noticed a big new cowgirl doll and a new horse doll. Like, where did these come from?
Andy's getting grounded for stealing from his friends at school.
That's exactly right. Saying. You went to cowboy camp and you came back with 2 new toys. You stole some toys.
Yeah.
Like that's what
Andy's been a bad boy.
Yes. Andy would have been retreated back to that place.
Yeah.
Who did you steal these from? But so the video game that opens up the movie. That, they did this in the sequels where they opened up the scene that wasn't actually part of the movie.
Like there's the action sequence on the wagon.
Yes.
First and third one. Which that was where they were flexing their new animation abilities with that one.
Definitely. But the thing about this one, like every time I see it, the video game was so ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Like in '99, I was playing a lot of video games. Again, I was 16 when this one came out. I was playing a lot of video games. None of the video games looked like that.
Yeah.
Like that was telling full story, like the ground shaking underneath him and all the stuff. Yeah. But good for them.
Awesome.
And did you notice it was a Super Nintendo?
Yeah.
Were you?
No.
Video game? No.
we had a Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
When we were younger, like Donkey Kong.
Nice.
Madden 98, I remember that.
Nice.
And then I had an Xbox, but I was never a huge gamer. But I recognized the cultural impact of the Super Nintendo.
Oh, I was a huge Super Nintendo guy. I've still got mine. That's what I was pointing at. I've still got mine sitting over there. And I even had a Toy Story game on the Super Nintendo. Now, that one I bought at a yard sale for my nieces and nephews to play, but it's actually a lot of fun. So if we want to hook it up afterwards, we can check it out.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So did you notice the scene where they're flipping through the commercials after Woody has been stolen by Al? They're flipping through the commercials, and they're trying to find Al's toy bar.
Yeah.
And
it conveniently has a map.
Yeah, thankfully,
commercial.
Yeah, thankfully, yeah, it was a convenient plot point moment. Most of the time they put them in peril that doesn't work out for them. This time they're like, "Hey, let's just literally draw you a map to get here." I hadn't even thought about that. Good job. But in the commercials, there was 10 toy, Knick-Knack, Luxo Jr., Red's Dream, and the original Pixar logo as part of those commercials.
Oh wow!
So like if you freeze frame it on there, and the original Pixar logo wasn't the lamp; it was like this square thing that said Pixar. Like it was really kind of interesting. Yeah. But did you have something on those on the shorts? Did you watch any of those or anything like that?
The shorts at the end?
No, the shorts that were in the that they showed really quick in the commercials.
Oh no, you'd have to. I didn't pause it because you'd have to. Those were like flipping through.
Yeah,
in a hurry.
They were
right. I didn't see any of them.
Yeah, I didn't notice it until I was like deep diving onto some Toy Story like theories and all this stuff. Yeah,
on some message boards.
Yes. Now the thing I noticed that was the weirdest was, and I don't think this happens in any of the other movies, and I was really trying to pay attention to the other 3, Did you notice Ham when I think it's after Woody's been stolen? Ham is like doing the blinds, and he's talking to the lawnmower next door.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I didn't.
That's the only time I can think of where like machinery also communicates with them.
Huh.
Did you notice that?
Unless you want to consider like walkie-talkies. But I don't. That's not in the same category because you don't see cars. Talking.
Yes,
that's weird.
You see what I'm saying? Like the lawnmower kind of messes. Like to me, that's a little bit of a mistake.
Let's have some consistency with the rules of this universe. Right?
Yes. Like this is supposed to be, and the only other one that kind of not breaks that rules is again, this is not a Toy Story 4 pod, but is Forky. Later on when she kind of, but she built him as a toy, so I could see where they would just go with that. But for this one, I've always noticed it, but I guess just thinking more about it, and I didn't, like look into it anymore.
Yeah.
But to me, it was just really interesting. That was the only time I could think of where like a piece, again, a machine was communicating with them and not just another toy. Yeah, glad I took you by surprise on that one. So do you know anything about the cleaner, the guy that is cleaning Woody?
Jerry. From Jerry's game,
the
chess where he's playing against each other. Which I don't know when the last time I actually watched that is, but it sticks in your head. Like you remember it really well of him.
It's really good.
Going back and forth.
Yeah.
It's very good. And was that in the first Toy Story, like at the end of that or at the beginning?
I think it was so Jerry's game was a short.
Yeah,
just so we're specific about it. Yeah, Jerry's game was a Pixar short, about 7 or 8 minutes long. I watched it again this week, just to refresh it in my mind. It is really good. The guy's playing chess with himself at the park.
Yeah.
And for a minute there, they actually had me confused because he has glasses on one side and he takes his glasses off when he goes to the other side. But really, really fun story just to watch. But that was the guy that shows up to clean Woody. And they even make a nod to it when he opens up one of the drawers in his like toy cleaning. There's chess pieces.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool.
He's creepy too.
Very
like
creepy.
The voice and the look, and he's in the dark room. I mean, it's perfect. Like for the movie, it works.
So I thought, and I was wrong about this. If you had asked me off the top of my head, I thought that it was the uncle from Christmas Vacation. Remember the older guy that has shown up in a lot of things. I don't know that actor's.
I know who you're talking
It's
about.
not him. Like, and I thought for years that it was that guy because he had done like Nightmare Before Christmas a couple of years before that and everything. I thought, this is that guy for sure. And then when I found out it wasn't him, I was like, I'm kind of doubting myself now. Yeah, like,
you lost your mojo.
Am I qualified to do this podcast? I don't know. But so, do you know anything about Senorita Cactus?
No.
Oh man. So she was the original Jessie.
Oh.
So there was when the story was first like storyboarded, and they even had some of the animation and everything ready for it. So Jessie, there was no Jessie. It was Stinky Pete, Bullseye, and Senorita Cactus. And she would have wanted, and I'm glad they changed it because she didn't like kids. Like the character herself did not like kids. And she would have wanted to be on display, kind of like Stinky Pete.
Yeah.
And so I think story-wise, it was better to have those two, like you had 3 different, like when you think about Woody, Pete, and Jessie, you had 3 different perspectives, right? You had Woody who was loyal to Andy, and that's what Woody's known for throughout the whole series. Is his
ride or die for Andy all the way through.
Yes. And then you had Stinky Pete who was like, put us on display. I don't like kids. They passed me up. I sat on the shelf for years.
Yeah.
And then you had Jessie who was kind of this like wild card who had an owner. She'd been in love with that owner, and the owner ditched her. So she was heartbroken.
Brutal.
Yes. And it was brutal. Like, I mean, it's a brutal scene.
When you talk about that, it's insane.
Do we need to talk about that now? Like,
we can talk about it.
Go ahead.
I saw they played, I don't know if it was Randy Newman in there, but they played it for Tom Hanks and Tim Allen in the room together, and they both cried.
During the Jessie scene?
Yes.
Yeah.
When Somebody Loved Me or When She Loved Me? In the song,
When Somebody
Loved Me, but I saw the title. It said she, I thought.
Yeah.
And it's just so sad. We were watching it, I love my wife.
I mean, go ahead,
you know that. But she told me, she was like, I literally like refused to get rid of any of my toys after seeing that movie. She was like, I can't do this to my toys. And in real time, in 2025, we watched that, and she said, is this what my dolls think? Like, currently thinking, are my dolls feeling like that?
She neglected them. So they're collecting dust somewhere.
Yes, which is funny, but if you, like, going back to...
Katie, go take care of your Jessies.
You're failing them. Yeah. But if you think about this when you're 5 years old, you see that, and even, like, watching it as an adult, you're like, that's so sad for those toys. And you honestly think about your toys. It's such, like, a pretty, like, how they do everything, like the colors of it, and they're swinging around from like the point of view of her girl, her little girl.
Yeah, no, it's crazy what they can do with emotion, but they make them real. Like I was talking about in Toy Story 3, in the trash compactor scene, when they're all holding hands, when Woody, and so to catch everybody up, because when it's like Woody, Buzz, and their whole friend group, of toy friend group, when they're holding hands together, and they're like, I thought they were really going to burn them. I was like, is this how they're going to end this series?
Fade to black. The series is over.
I was like, you've got to be kidding.
It honestly felt like that, though.
It did.
In that scene. It's crazy.
And the way, and they did such a job in that third one of building the movie to where it did feel like the climax of the movie. Like even the point of the movie, it felt like, okay, this movie's about to be over. Like it should be, there's like an internal clock.
Yeah.
That you kind of know with a movie, like, okay, this movie should be over in about 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And it felt like that with the trash compactor scene. Like everything led to, this is it.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. So no, to y'all's point, the Jessie scene is super emotional. And I couldn't imagine if I was a little kid watching it at that time. Like being a little kid and watching it. I was, again, older when I saw that. And so then I'm thinking about like, oh, what toys did I get rid of?
Yeah.
Which thankfully my mom kept like mom and dad kept like
most people. I think a lot of people's parents do. Mine still have all of them, and they still have my name written on the bottom of them.
Yeah.
Just like Andy.
That's awesome.
They're very effective. And this is all their movies. Most of them include like a parent dying.
I can't wait for 5.
And this one doesn't, but
I won't even talk about The Good Dinosaur with you. Like, I can't talk about The Good Dinosaur.
I watched like the first scene of that because I haven't seen a few of the newer. I think I've seen all of them up through probably like Toy Story 4, but some of the recent ones that I saw the first, because it happened at the very beginning. Yeah. And I'm like, there's no way I'm
that movie. I watched it one time. Yeah. I watched The Good Dinosaur. That's the movie we're talking about here. Sorry. Yeah. I watched The Good Dinosaur one time, and we saw it in theaters. And I told Tia, I was like, I'm never watching that again. Because that movie, like every 30 seconds, I felt like they're like, can we make you cry?
Yeah.
Can we take this little knife and just stab your heart and let's make you cry just a little bit? Because that's what it felt like the entire movie.
They love doing that.
They
all
do,
of them.
And they're good at it. They're good inside out. Like they're so good at it, like making you think about growing up and all that stuff. But so Senorita Cactus, she would have stayed a villain. Like she would not have turned. Jessie was never a villain in this. She was just upset that Woody was going to leave them. But Senorita Cactus would have stayed a villain. So I'm glad they went the route that they went. Even if it wasn't Jessie, even if they would have done Senorita Cactus, everything they do is great at this point. Yeah. So if they would have done the Senorita Cactus story, it would have been good. Just make her a good guy. Make her like Jessie was.
Yeah.
But the box, there is a scene in Al's toy barn where you can see the Senorita Cactus box. So if you want to go on a little Easter egg hunt,
okay,
yeah, you can find it. And she does show up in the Christmas special, the Toy Story That Time Forgot. So you can see her box there. And she has a little cameo in Toy Story 4. So you can actually find, if you want to deep dive and Google Senorita Cactus, you can find her in some more of them. Pixar loves Easter eggs.
Yeah.
They throw them everywhere.
Yes.
And so sticking with that, did you know about the original script with Bullseye?
No.
He would have been a talker.
Oh, it was
yeah.
I did see this.
Yes.
It was a famous.
It would have been a good one too.
It was a famous person. Who was it?
Martin Short.
Martin Short.
Yeah. It would have been, and I'm glad they went the route that they went because him and Slink are so much on the same like corner as far as being like Woody's loyal dog.
Well, they make him like a dog and they growl at each other.
Yeah. Yeah. Like they're so similar to each other that I'm glad they didn't make him talk. Yeah. I don't know if that's why they decided not to, but I think I think they made the right move, but man, I would have loved Martin Short to be in here.
He would have been great.
They do so much with each character, voice wise. And Martin Short can do anything in that arena. So yeah,
he would have been good. But I think I like Bullseye's a very lovable character in all of them.
Love Bullseye. So I think you knew a little bit about the accidental deletion of the movie, right?
Yeah, someone put in I don't know anything about coding on the internet, but someone deleted a gigantic portion of the movie and it would have gotten deleted for good. But then there was a woman who had
Galen Sussman.
Galen Sussman, a legend, American hero, who she was on maternity leave and she had downloaded a backup and taken it home, and they were like, I just imagine the Pixar offices in chaos, like papers flying and everybody screaming. She walks in and just has the CD-ROM
with the floppy disk.
Yeah, the floppy disk with the whole movie backed up on it. That's insane that could happen.
So I don't remember the exact numbers because at the top of but what did they spent $90 million and made $487?
Yeah.
Thank you, Galen. That's what they should be saying.
Yeah.
Thank you, Galen.
And they had completed all of it? Or
yeah, I mean, it was a big chunk. I mean, they would have probably had to start over. It was a big chunk of the movie that got deleted. And actually, I think they lost the entire thing that they had, but I think they had a big chunk of it completed. So I thought that was really interesting. I could not imagine. Like the other day, I thought I accidentally deleted one of these podcasts, and I was about to freak out. But nobody's really getting hurt if I accidentally.
It's just a little more work for you.
Yeah, it's just a little more work for me. But I was thinking, like, man, could you imagine if you're the guy or the girl that works at Pixar and you're the one that hit the delete button, and then everybody's looking at you like, we've spent this many hours working on this, and you just ruined it. Like,
that would be
the pressure.
I can't imagine what that would feel like.
He would have fallen. He would have gone down with the guy. Remember the Cubs guy? The Cubs.
Steve Bartman.
Is he the one that stuck his hand out there to mess up? Yeah. God. Yeah.
And people wanted to kill him.
I know.
Like death threats for years. Like he had to go into hiding.
I don't think they would have hit that. I don't think he would have hit that level, but it would probably been close. He'd had some people really bad.
I imagine you get fired on the spot if you do that.
He probably still got fired, whoever it was. if we're just being truthful. If you're listening to this, man, and you want to just talk about it, come on the podcast.
He probably understood, though. Yeah. So like, I know. This
just went in and handed him the slip. Like, here you go. Yeah. You know what? It was a good run. It was a good run. I enjoyed the job. If they call for a reference, just let me know. So some hard-hitting questions.
Okay.
There's a lot of hard-hitting questions. I want to cover this before we get to the competitions within the movie. Okay. I'm just going to ask you this. Is Emily Jesse's first owner?
Yeah.
We know Jesse's first owner.
Sure.
Is that Andy's mom? Have you heard this theory?
No.
Man, I'm about to rock your world. So the evidence. Both Emily and Andy. So Emily, again, is Jesse's first owner.
Sure.
Both Emily and Andy wear the same type of cowgirl hat. They wear the red cowgirl hat. Because if you notice, Andy wears the red cowgirl hat. I mean, he's not, but he's just wearing the red hat that could have been passed down from a predecessor. So Emily's room contains roller skates. And one of the items that Andy's mom picks up from under his bed is an old roller skate that she puts into the yard sale pile. All right. And then there's a poster for the band. This is in Emily's room. There's a poster for the band, the Lemurs or something like that. Lemurs. Andy's mom grabs cassettes, or you see Lemurs cassettes being sold in the yard sale. So there's like 3 different connections that connect Emily to Andy's mom. Now, Pixar denies it. They say it's just all coincidental.
Do they?
They do. And animation is known to use the same things over again because they've already got it animated.
Rendered?
Yes. That's the better word, yeah. Now, I don't think that it's true. I don't think that is Andy's. I don't think Andy's mom is Emily. And I'll tell you why I don't think so. I think, number one, if that was your favorite toy, you would recognize, oh, you have a Jessie just like I had. If you're Andy's mom. And the other thing is, I think Jessie would have recognized grown-up Emily.
Does she see her, though?
I'd say at some point she has to see her.
But they may not show us that in the movie.
They may not. They may not. So
you just laid out a lot of evidence of why this was the case, and then immediately you're like, "It's not true, though." Yeah, because I'm in.
Your world is rocked right now. I can see that. Yeah, I mean, I can see the wheels are turning.
I feel like I usually run across these kind of things at least once. Like I thought I would have heard of that before. Maybe I didn't.
I'm so glad that you either forgot or never heard about this.
Yeah.
Now, granted, if it was like if they somehow retcon this in 5 and make it to where Andy's mom was actually Jesse's owner, we could go with it, right? Like I could. Well,
I would be right because I think this is right. So I would be confirmed, and you would be made. You'd look like a fool for not thinking that this is true.
I'm the one that even brought it up. I'm just going to sit on the fence. I'm not going to say I don't. It's definitely not. I'm going to go with it. I don't think so.
That makes sense.
But maybe.
Yeah.
But maybe. So another thing. Now this one I don't have a whole lot of evidence for. But do you think that Cars and Toy Story are set in the same world? I've heard a theory on that one too.
I would say no.
I would say no on that one. Also, like, because I think cars are like fully sized cars. There was a thing that was talking about them being like, smaller cars than what they actually are. But I'm still going with the fact that cars are full sized cars because we see literal cars in these movies, like the adults driving like the Pizza Planet truck and that kind of stuff. Yeah. So I'm going with no, that they're not in the same world. Now I think you had another question or something to that effect that you wanted to talk about, right? If not, I've got one ready.
With cars?
No, with I think we were talking about like different hard hitting questions.
I've got a list of them.
You got a list of them
that need to be answered.
All right.
Well, I've got like a big question or a big thought, not really necessarily a question.
Okay, let's make our way through the John Ratzenberger thing, and then we'll go to your big thought, and that'll. Or do you have more than one question?
No, can I add another trivia fact here?
Please.
Like similar to all this.
Please,
do you see who Al is based off of?
No.
John Lasseter. He said he based him off of himself. John
Lasseter, the director.
John Lasseter, the director, and I believe at one point he was the head of Pixar. Like I'd say he's probably the most prominent Pixar person that anyone knows.
Mm-hmm.
He said he was a huge toy collector, and he realized how often he was having like his kids. He had young kids.
Yeah,
they'd want to play with the toys, and he'd have to be like, "No, don't touch that. That's a collectible." And he kind of realized how weird that was.
Yeah.
To be an adult and have these toys that are meant to be played with.
Yeah.
And keeping kids from playing with them and freaking out.
Sure.
And then, he made an exaggerated version of Al.
Yeah. That is hilarious.
Off of that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So I remember I went to a place called Cliff's Comics and Collectibles. Like it was in the area that we live in. And it was just a little store and it had like baseball cards and cool like action figures and comic books and that kind of stuff. And I'd saved up $20 to buy a Wolverine action figure. And I go in there to buy it. And that's an expensive action figure, especially for like whatever. This was like 93. So, and that's that would be like a $40, $50 action figure now.
Inflation.
Yes. And so I go in there and I buy it. And the guy's like, "No, you're not going to open this up, are you?" I'm like, "You are crazy." Of course I'm going to open this up. Like, I can't wait to open this up. Like, I had saved up my money. And I ended up buying 2 of them because the elbow broke on both of those Wolverine action figures. So I was so excited, but I could not believe, like, going to your collectible, like, kids don't touch this. Like, I could not fathom buying toys and just keeping them in the box and putting them away. Like, that was crazy to me as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So John Lasseter did the best thing and made fun of himself.
Yeah.
That's good. So John Ratzenberger. Did the absence of John Ratzenberger hurt Pixar later on? So that's what I'm going with right here. This was the first movie that he did not show up in for Pixar was 2020's Soul.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen Soul?
I've seen Soul. I feel like it wasn't a kid's movie at all.
I was not into it. Like I wanted to be, could not get into Soul at all. Listen to the ones right after this though. These are the ones made without him. Soul, Luca, which I thought was actually pretty good. I liked Luca.
I've seen Luca.
Yeah. Turning Red.
Haven't seen it.
Not good. Buzz Lightyear, like the kind of spin-off of this, Buzz Lightyear, not good. Like just straight up not good movie.
Yeah.
And then Elemental, or the Elementals. So-so.
I haven't seen it. I've heard about that.
Yeah, it was so-so. So those were all the ones that they've made since he's been gone. And then here's all the ones they did with him. All the toy.
How many of the characters could you name? Who he is?
Barely any. Barely any. All the Toy Stories, obviously. Bug's Life, Monsters, Nemo, Incredibles, Cars, Ratatouille, Wall-E, Up, Brave, Inside Out, Good Dinosaur, Coco, and Onward.
Wow.
I mean, that's... If you had a resume that said, I've been involved in every bit of this, and then, oh, when did you leave? Oh, well, when they made Soul, Luca, Turning Red, Lightyear, and Elementals. Like, oh, you were the glue really holding that thing together.
You were the man.
Yeah, I mean, but when you look at that, like, that guy ran the show. He's the one that showed up and made the magic happen. You know, we always go to the Tom Hanks. We always go to those guys and say, like, man, that's what made it. No, it was JR. It was JR all the way. So you had a big question. And it was, I think, what is the main theme of this movie?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Floor is yours.
I've got two proposed things. This is getting kind of serious here.
Yeah, here we go. He's getting his notes out.
The
notes are out.
The short version is it better to be loved or admired?
Oh.
The longer version is it better to be loved for a short time by those who know you well, or admired forever by those who don't? Speaks to real life too.
It does. All right, so say the first one again.
The short version. Is it better to be loved or admired?
Is it better to be loved?
Or respected, I guess you could say too.
Is it too much to ask for both? I want people to be afraid of how much they love me.
The real life version of, would you rather be admired by millions and be Michael Jordan, the Hall of Fame,
right,
best basketball player in the world,
right?
Or would you rather be a faithful father to his family who know you well for a short period of time? People won't remember you any, but your family loves you.
Sure. I'm taking the family. 100%. So yeah, I mean, but that is the question that's hitting Woody in this movie, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's what he's getting sold by.
Yeah.
Stinky Pete is, you'd be admired forever in Tokyo, Japan, and sit up in this box and never be played with again, or you'll be played with in 5 years and you'll get thrown out. And Woody chooses Andy's going to grow up and go to college, but I want that.
Yeah.
And I want my family.
Says I
want my friends and my family.
Yeah. Yeah. That is the hard-hitting question of this movie. Like, that's the emotional heartstring tug of this movie. And yeah, as a parent, those things definitely, like, they hit hard. Yeah. Man, Landon trying to get his teary out.
For the listeners right now, Dave's bawling. Dave's crying. He's crying.
All right. Any other hard-hitting questions that you have?
I've got some hard-hitting questions that need to be answered.
Yeah, let's go.
How old is Woody, and how many previous owners he has? Now, he says either in this one or the other ones, he was made in the late 50s.
Yeah, because that's probably when Woody's Roundup was popular.
Yeah.
Would have been in the 50s.
But how you hear Woody talk, it's like he doesn't have any consciousness before Andy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's no more than 6 or 7 years old. 8 maybe. So
there was a theory, the mom at the yard sale, she won't sell it to Al or won't sell Woody to Al because she says, it's an old family heirloom. Now there's two ways of looking at that. She could be saying he's been Andy's toy forever, or there is a small theory out there. I read this one too. There's a small theory out there that he was actually Andy's dad's also. But the thing that doesn't make sense about that is, like you said, Woody has no recollection of life before Andy.
Yeah.
Or he doesn't talk about it.
Yeah.
And I think that if he was Andy's dad's toy, like if there's an Andy Sr., he would talk about it. He would talk about, I've his dad was my toy and I got passed down to him and I'll get passed down to Andy's son or whatever. Like, I think that would be part of Andy or Woody's mission if that were the case. Now, what I don't know, and then this is just hitting me off the top of my head right now. So all the Buzz Lightyears, when Buzz gets to Al's toy barn, and there's all those Buzzes, but they're like frozen in hypersleep, right? So what if these toys? No, this wouldn't work. Let me finish the thought, but I'm already going to debunk what I'm thinking here.
Yeah.
So I was going to say, what if the toys are like asleep until they're brought out of their packaging?
Yeah.
So that could be like maybe Woody was in the packaging until Andy. He was the one that took him out of the packaging. Like that's them being born, if you will.
Yeah.
But the thing that messes that up is Stinky Pete says he saw everybody else being bought while he was stuck in the box.
Yeah.
So that kind of ruins that a little bit.
Who knows?
Yeah. I don't know. Good question, though. That will be hit hard on my fact-finding mission for this podcast.
One of my other ones that you just hit on.
Yeah.
Andy's dad, I don't think he's ever mentioned in these.
I don't remember one mention of Andy's dad.
Yeah. His mom's doing it all herself, doing a great job.
So I thought, in the fourth one, whenever that dad shows up to get Bo Peep, at the very beginning when Bo Peep is taking like Molly, Andy's little sister, is giving away Bo Peep. I thought, I was like, oh, is this the dad? And I forgot about this, but it's just some guy I can pick up. Yeah, a random guy. So I thought that was interesting too. And maybe that gets addressed in the fifth one. There's some unanswered questions.
I got some more for you here.
Let's keep them going. There's some unanswered questions though in the Toy Story world.
Dave, I came in here with questions, and I need answers.
I've not given you anything, but I'm here to try. Yeah.
Question number 2.
I feel like I did okay with the Woody.
That was okay. What do you think Al's books are looking like? You think how many laws? We saw his character demonstrated in this movie. How many laws is he breaking?
He's a deep gambler.
IRS it's a mess. Every year tax April 15th.
I think that Al is actually his real name is Dennis, and this is a prequel to the first Jurassic Park. So this is we're seeing the beginning of his financial troubles right here, and so he actually ends up working on the island, and betraying John Hammond. Al, my big theory on this movie, Al and Dennis, same individual.
That's an amazing
same individual. He leaves after that plane takes off and he does not make the money that he needed to make. He's out. That's when he goes to work at the island. So
that's not a bad theory.
Just my thoughts. What else you got?
How much do you think Al's on the phone with the people, I guess, in Japan, and they say, we'll pay you anything you want.
Yeah.
And then he yells at the people at the airport and says, these dolls are worth more than you make in a year.
Yeah.
How much are people buying Woody, Jesse, Bullseye, Stinky Pete for?
Ooh.
Tens of thousands?
Well, he was saying that many commas or that many zeros. Did he say could you add a zero? Did he say something about that?
Yeah.
Oh man. I sold a He-Man action figure once on eBay like 15 years ago for like $50. My mom was so mad.
Yeah.
She's like, I saved these for you to do that. I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? Play with them? But yeah, wherever the king from He-Man went, that's my bad, man.
Yeah.
Now that we know that they're alive, that's my bad. I'm sorry. Yeah.
He's singing his own song about my owner Dave.
Yes.
Got rid of me.
He's collecting dust under a bed somewhere. But yeah, that's my bad. But so I'm not sure though. Like, I mean, I think they would have been worth a lot of money, but I don't know what a lot of money in 99. So, because they would have been around 40 years old at that point.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would think they were each, I would say Woody was $100,000 doll, would be my guess.
Oh my goodness.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Woody was. And then the other ones were probably a little bit less. That's just a guess.
Okay.
Yeah. He said that many zeros.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. I mean, it's got to be zeros.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Next question.
Mm-hmm.
Was Woody a bad friend / toy?
Was he
a bad friend and a bad toy to Andy? It took very little for him to abandon his whole life. It took one bad nightmare of Andy dropping him saying, I don't want to play with you anymore, which is a meme.
Yeah.
Popular meme on the internet.
I'm not cool with not cool.
It's pretty much anything of someone like use it for everything, politics or whatever.
Yeah.
When someone was useful to them, then they're not, and it's Andy dropping them, being like, "I don't play with you anymore."
That's funny.
But Woody, it took one bad nightmare, and then Woody's like, "Yeah, I'm going with these guys. I'm done with." Which he was trying to help them out. Jesse's was mostly.
I think it was,
but he still is a big part of it. Isn't that it's Andy's going to abandon me, and I'm not sticking with it, and I'm going to just leave my friends.
Yeah, I mean, I do think Woody definitely had some bad friend moments, especially if we're looking at the entirety of the series. In the first one, I mean, he didn't try to off Buzz, like he didn't try to, but the right lawyer could get him convicted.
He flirted with it.
I mean, he thought about it for a moment.
He took some steps and was like, if he dies, then...
Yeah, if he dies, he dies. You know, like he was just in the way of this lamp. But so in the first one, he does definitely let jealousy control it.
Yeah.
In the second one, he definitely lets that whole feeling of I'm not useless, but my usefulness may be running out here. And I do think it was more of a let me help you guys out, talking about like Jesse and Prospector and Bullseye. And I think it was Bullseye's eye. How could you say no to Bullseye?
Yeah.
So I don't think it was one of those things where he was like being disloyal to Buzz and the rest of the toys. But I do think he was being a little short-sighted on his situation with Andy. And the Prospector was a good salesman. Like he got in his head. How much longer is he going to play with you, Woody? Like all that stuff. So
he, good voice.
Yeah, he got in his head. That was my best Kelsey Grammer I've got.
Perfect.
Yeah. What else you got? I like this. This is new. This is.
Do toys sleep?
So go ahead.
If they're in stores, so the Prospector, has he just been sitting eyes open 24 hours a day for 40 years? And if that made him go senile, I kind of get it.
So there was two things that really bothered me about this movie. And I told you about the lawnmower.
Mm-hmm.
The lawnmower bothers me because it's inconsistent with the rest of the series. I can suspend disbelief. Like I can knock that out of the way. The toys talk, they're alive, all that stuff. Woody's dream sequence bothers me.
Yeah,
because it like shows another level of consciousness.
Yeah,
and I don't know why it bothers me, but it just does. So I would almost think like when they go to sleep, it's almost like I was talking about with the back in the packaging. Like, I mean, when we go to sleep, we dream and all that stuff. But I would think they go back, lay down, and then they have no idea what's going on. But then it doesn't make sense. They have to know what's going on. Because that's when they either, remember the scene when she picks up Rex, when she's like, when the mom is looking for all of the yard sale stuff. And she picks up Rex, and you can see his eyes moving around. Yeah. It's very rare that they actually move around when someone's holding them. They usually stay in their like...
Unless they're facing like completely away.
Yes.
Like Stinky Pete's on the back of the backpack with the little girl, and they do it then.
Yeah, well, Wheezy even talks. He's like, bye, Woody. Bye, Woody. Yeah. I mean, he even gives that a little bye, Woody, like while he's being taken away. I was like, well, that was bold. Bold move, Wheezy. But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I would say they don't sleep, but Woody had a dream.
Those are some long years. But yeah, we don't see them sleep otherwise. And they've got to be able to just hold their eyes straight open and be still.
I don't think they're worried about the moisture, keeping dry eyes or anything.
They get a little stiff, though, any joints in there, stuffing.
They last. Yeah. When we saw Woody, his shoulder got separated pretty easily.
That's true. One of my questions was about, did Andy's mom wonder where the new toys came from?
Yeah.
One of the last ones here. And I'm glad
my mom would have busted him. If Andy's mom didn't, my mom busted me.
Judy would have.
She caught me.
Judy would have had him.
She caught me. She's like, that Arctic Blast Batman is not yours. Where did that come from? That's the one it was. It had the white. It was a white suit. It was great.
And you had to take that.
Yeah, I had to take it.
You had to.
Yeah.
The last one, I'm glad they don't do this because I think it would get annoying. Just like they could spend forever on the humans almost catching them.
Sure.
It would just get like, just don't even pay attention to that.
No.
And I think when in the first one, when they do everything with Sid, is the only time really they have any kind of influence interaction with humans.
Yeah.
But how quickly would they get caught in 2025? Maybe Toy Story 5 will be about this with Ring cameras, like they're doing stuff outside, security cameras, cell phones, recording things. I mean, it'd be a nightmare staying away from all of that.
So something really, when I'm doing a movie, like that's all I think about the whole week, as far as like pop culture wise and entertainment wise and everything. It's not all I think about, but
it's all you think about.
It's all I think about. Like this whole week has been nothing but
your kids need food. And
I'm like, Toy Story 2. I'm talking about Woody and Buzz. But like, it's in the back of your mind, because I've been watching them and thinking about them and like how to prepare for this and everything. And yesterday we were on the interstate and we're driving like maybe 50, it was like right around the mall area. So it's kind of crowded in that area. And so you're not going like 80 miles an hour on the interstate right there.
Yeah.
It's actually a 55-mile-an-hour speed limit. And we were going even a little bit slower because of how congested it was. I saw a mouse for the first time in my life. I saw a mouse running across the interstate. It was weird. Like, I could literally see that. Like, I've never seen that. Because, I mean, you would think they would just stay away from all the noise and all the traffic and everything. Yeah. But the point is, I saw this little bitty, like 3-inch long mouse on the interstate while I'm driving. And I have 42-year-old eyes. So, I mean, it's not like I have 20-year-old eyes. I have good vision. But I'm like seeing this thing and I'm like, how could somebody not ever bust these toys? Because like Woody was he was at least 12 inches tall. Like Woody was a tall toy.
Yeah.
And Buzz looked every bit of 10 inches tall.
Yeah.
Like these were tall toys. So I don't see how somebody didn't ever bust them.
And they're going through it like in a dog carrier in the airport.
Yes.
Moving by itself.
Yes, that's what I mean. I think somebody sees that.
Yeah.
And there may have been a movie or two where somebody did kind of bust them, like maybe saw them and then like, no, maybe not.
Yeah.
But yeah. So if I saw that mouse, somebody's seeing them. Yeah. So funny that happened yesterday.
Which I'm glad that they don't spend too much, because if so, like you could nitpick and find it at every little opportunity. So I'm glad they don't do that. But
yeah, no, you just have to watch it for what it is and enjoy it.
Yeah,
100%. Any others?
I think those are all my questions.
That was fun. I felt like I was on the hot seat just then. That was fun.
These questions need to be they demand an answer.
Yeah, that was fun. So now you get some questions, or we both get some questions. So now we're going to go to some competitions. Some good competitions. Favorite Woody pull string phrase. So the one that you could use over and over again if you wanted to, or favorite, whatever you want to say. So there's reach for the sky. There's a snake in my boot. You're my favorite deputy. Someone's poisoned the water hole. Or this town ain't big enough for the two of us.
I can hear all these so clearly in my head.
Yeah.
I think the one that I've used the most that I randomly say I don't think this is a applicable life thing. Never. I say there's a snake in my boot. That's 100%. The one that sticks in my head.
100%. Yeah. That one's mine too.
I think someone's poisoned the water hole's the funniest though. Yes. I don't know why that's funny, but
yeah. No, but
yeah, snake in my boot is probably the most like. I would say most people know that the best. If you ask like, what's Woody's thing? Yeah.
That would be my main one. So kind of sticking with Woody for a second. Oh, you got something? What you got?
Can we do the prospector? A few of his sayings. Did you see any of these?
No,
they had them on the back of the box.
No, you're
gonna love one of these.
Bring it. This is exciting.
I'll start with the worst one first.
Yeah, please.
The worst one is "Help! I think I'm stuck." The other one, my favorite one was
the character you never want to be. Like, you never want to be the help. I think I'm stuck.
That was also another question. Is Prospector's a horrible toy. Oh, nobody wants that.
That's why he sat on the shelf.
Yeah. I mean, he's just the old fat guy and like prospector, like digging for gold.
Yes.
One of his other things was, oh boy, beans for dinner.
Stinky Pete.
Like, didn't you love to just pull that and see it? And then there's another one about gold. Like, we struck gold.
Well, the beans for dinner is the winner.
Like, beans for dinner. Oh boy, beans for dinner.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Like that's the winner 100%.
That made me laugh.
I'm proud of you. That's what I love about, and I've said this is a broken record. What I love about doing this is everybody that sat across the table like you always brings something different that they're like, hey, did you notice this? I'm like, no, I did not. Yeah. And I'm so glad you brought this up.
Because you think you're noticing everything.
There's just no way
to. And you can't do it. Or just the way, just thinking about.
I was so excited. I
love thinking about silly things in movies.
I was so excited to bring Senorita Cactus to your world. Like that made my day.
Now she'll be with me forever.
Yes. So which of Woody's Roundup souvenirs? There was a good collection there. Which of Woody's Roundup souvenirs would you want to take home? If you can only take one. And I've got them listed out. There's the snake in the boot toy.
That shoots out.
Yeah, that he shoots for bullseye. The bubble blower. Oh, it shoots bubble. Like that. The yo-yo. The little guitar. Thought that was cool. There were spoons. I don't know what this was called. It was almost like the game when you throw the ball at the clowns and but it knocked out his teeth.
Yeah.
The piggy bank. There was a camera, a record player. That's a cool one. There was a boot lamp, and then there was a canteen.
What about is part of that? You remember when Jessie's mad at him and she has the gun that shoots the like the
Didn't
the plunger dart thing.
That's what you're here for.
I like that.
Yeah.
I would maybe that or the record player. That sounds good because it's useful too.
It's a tough. That is a hard one. Like I'm either record player or snake in the boot toy.
The snake in the boot.
The snake in the boot toy.
It's cool. Not practical. Like what are you going to do with that? But
what are you going to do with a record player? You know,
you play records.
Well, but you wouldn't. Maybe you would. Maybe you would. I'm wrong.
I might.
But yeah. So the record player is awesome. I'm going with the snake in the boot toy just because I like little trinkets, like sitting around and stuff. So I would go with the snake in the boot toy.
That's a good choice.
You're going with the record player.
Yeah.
But or the gun.
Or the gun.
You got to pick.
Record player.
Okay, there we go. Let's say we don't waffle. We don't waffle unless we're talking about Andy's mom theories.
We stand on our feelings here.
Yes. So this is a good one, and man, this is a hard one. So if you were building a Pixar Lego set, not of the movies, and you were using some of their like most iconic images. So I'll give you 3 of them. The Pizza Planet truck. If you could build a Lego set of the Pizza Planet truck. Luxo Jr., the lamp. The lamp that hops across and then jumps on the eye of the Pixar logo. Or the Pixar ball. If you could build a Lego of any of those 3 and take it home, which one would you take?
I think I'd do the Pizza Planet truck.
That's a good choice.
I think it would look the coolest. And it's a car. You like playing with cars too.
Yeah. I would
have different colors, and it's a lot of variation in color.
Yeah, and it's like it is one of their little hidden Easter eggs that they throw in. It's not in every single movie, but it's in most of them. It's in most movies.
I like that they brought that back for the second one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I love it. Pixar. I'm Pixar ball all the way. Like we used to have one that we'd throw in the pool.
Yeah.
And we lost it, and so we bought another one when we went to Disney again. Like I love the Pixar ball. I just think it's cool for whatever reason. Favorite. Now this is covering the entire series. Favorite delusional Buzz. So there's the first Buzz Lightyear in the very first movie who thinks he's an actual space ranger.
Yeah.
There's the one in let's see. There's the one in this one that's not our Buzz.
Yeah.
But there's the one that thinks he's an actual space ranger in this one.
Uh-huh.
And then he ends up, finding his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, through Zurg. And I think my favorite phrase that he says is something about slotted pig. When he's talking
I
to
laughed
him.
at that today when he just calls him slotted pig.
Yes. Or there's 2 of them in Toy Story 3.
Yep.
There's back to demo mode, Buzz. And then there's Spanish mode.
Buzz.
Spanish mode Buzz
is so funny.
Yes. And then there's inner voice Buzz in the 4th one.
Oh yeah.
So he's in every
he's
one of them.
He's kind of with it in that one. But
he's with it. But that's the only thing I could think of for the 4th one.
Yeah.
So roll with me. But so out of those, what is your favorite Buzz version of Buzz?
I didn't like the first one because one of the reasons I like 2 better than 1 is I don't like all the conflict in 1.
Okay.
I don't like that he and Woody aren't friends for such a big part of it. And that's part of it.
Fair enough.
Is that he's crazy. So that one's out.
Okay.
The second one here is, I think he's very funny. He's up there.
Yes.
I don't think I like the third or the Spanish. It's either the Spanish.
Demo mode.
Yeah, the demo mode one isn't as good. The Spanish one's funny, but maybe this one. Maybe 2.
Fair enough. I'm Spanish mode all the way.
Like that. He's very funny.
That guy is hilarious.
Yeah.
That version of Buzz, and when he's like putting the subtitles and he's doing the dancing and all the stuff.
Yeah.
Like that is. That may be my favorite version of any character in all 4 of the Toy Story movies. That's a bold statement.
Yeah.
But Spanish mode Buzz cracks me up every time.
Yeah.
And so you're going with the delusional other Buzz in this movie.
Yes.
Perfect.
Speaking of Spanish.
Yeah.
You may have this later. I love the tour guide Barbie. When everybody gets in the car and she tells them, please keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times, and then she says it again in Spanish, like a flight attendant.
No, I didn't even
one of those things. Like she repeats the same thing. Like if anyone in the car speaks Spanish.
No, I gotta watch it again.
It's great.
Didn't even dawn on me. Good job. I love it. All right, let's see. So favorite other movie reference. Okay. They reference a lot of movies in this movie.
I've got some of them.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's go with some of yours first.
Okay.
So what do you have them handy right there?
Yeah.
Okay. So what are some of the movie references you noticed?
This isn't necessarily a movie reference, but to connect my last thought, tour guide Barbie, voiced by Jodie Benson, the voice of Little Mermaid.
Really?
Ariel in Little Mermaid.
I didn't know that.
Along with...
So the original Little Mermaid, 89 Little Mermaid.
Yes, Ariel
is the voice of Barbie in this one.
Yeah.
Cool. No, I had no idea.
And I think in the subsequent movies as well.
Okay,
Barbie's
so in 3 she was also...
I think so. I bet I know this one.
Man, we're going to have so many fact checks on this one.
He does... Don't do it. Just assume.
Yeah.
Assume what I'm saying is right.
No. I fact checked myself more than I fact checked anybody. So
yeah. So there's a lot of Star Wars references.
Yes.
Several, like Zurg is Darth
I'm
Vader.
Your father. Yeah.
I'm your father. When he falls, is that Star Wars or is that He-Man? I saw a He-Man maybe.
I don't know about that. Yeah.
I didn't watch He-Man.
Yeah.
Forrest Gump.
I loved it. Yeah.
They reference. Slinky says, "I'm not a smart dog, but I know what roadkill is."
Yes.
That's up there. I loved this is a meta reference more than so. This is really referencing the first Toy Story, not the specific movie.
Yeah.
But also, tour guide Barbie says, "Short-sighted retailers failed to order their."
Yes.
How did she word it? Short-sighted retailers didn't order enough dolls to meet demand.
Yes.
Which apparently was a real thing for the first Toy Story.
Well,
Because they didn't realize how many toys were going to be bought.
It was a real thing for like when I was a kid. Like that happened a lot for different toys. Like Nintendo 64 was one of them. Tickle Me Elmo. I remember one year, like that wasn't my toy, but I remember like a lot of people were after those. Like there was a lot of toys that people were like searching for a week before Christmas.
Like Jingle All the Way.
Yes.
Turbo.
Yeah, very much so. In the same vein, like it was a big deal back then.
If I remember correctly of hearing the story, I think when Star Wars first came out, they didn't know that the toys were going to be a big thing at all.
Yeah, I can see
and
that.
They sent people would order them, and they would send them like a box without the toy. That's like the toy's coming.
Oh wow!
Like that was like the gift, like the toy's coming, because they couldn't make them all.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, here's a picture of a toy you'll have one day later.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good luck, buddy.
Yeah.
It's an IOU. So
we do IOUs.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Another one. Rex chasing the like when he's behind it, the objects in the
side
mirror.
Yeah.
Are
objects
closer.
are close. Yes.
I know there are more, but
Buzz.
That's all I had right
I'll
here.
help you. Buzz gives the Vulcan salute.
Yes.
When he's leaving.
Yeah.
Yep. Star Trek.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, you covered. Oh, there was one more you missed. The white zone is for immediate loading and unloading only. That's an airplane reference from the late 70s. I think it came out in 78, the first airplane movie. Like they keep saying that over and over again. So that was a reference to airplane.
Yeah.
And that was just for adults to get. Like no kid's going to notice that reference at all.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and go first on this one. My winner by far is Rex and the Jurassic Park.
That's good.
Yeah. Because it's so cool. It just fits. It looks cool. Like I love it every time I see it.
Yeah.
I still love it when I see it. So yeah, what about you though?
I would say that one, or I mean, I'm not like the biggest Forrest Gump person, but it's an obvious reference. But I like that Tom Hanks is in the movie too.
Very
and so
meta.
it's a clear reference to that. So I'd probably say that one.
Yes. All right. So these next two are kind of similar. Favorite Toy Story villain in the entirety.
So by favorite, do you mean the
favorite
like the
be,
most hated villain, or like the one that I like to watch?
That's a good way. Yeah. So we'll go whichever route you want to. Like, you know, the Dark Knight's Joker is my favorite villain I've ever watched.
Yeah.
In any movie, probably. But doesn't mean I think he's a good guy.
Yeah. He's a bad
so
guy.
yeah, I guess whatever you think, like, oh man, that was the best.
I think
that was the best villain. So
I flip flopped on this.
Okay, I'll name them out while you're thinking.
Okay.
You got Sid in the first one, not really a villain, but kind of there in a villainous role. Stinky Pete, Al, Lotso, the bear in the third one, Vincent, the ventriloquist dummy, in the fourth one, or Gabby.
Yeah.
And then there's one more sneaky villain of the first movie. And that is a villain that gets all of us. That was jealousy. Didn't see that one coming. But jealousy is what got him in the hole.
Sadness, depression, the villain that comes for us all.
Yes. But that was the villain that got them in the situation they were in anyway. If Woody had just left well enough alone.
I mean, that's not fair. I can't say that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. All right, so go ahead. But there's your list.
I mean, Sid is just an all-time, like when you're a kid, like so many people know Sid because he just is, he's a twisted young man.
Well, in the theory on him, the third one that he shows back up.
Yes, he's a garbage man.
Yeah.
But his parents were the real villain of that, so I'm not picking Sid.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Could have some structure in his life.
Deep on that, so we're not going with Sid.
I would have said Al is such like a just hateable character. He's a bad guy.
Yeah.
And Stinky Pete is too, but I don't know. He's gone through some stuff.
Well, all of them are going through. So every villain has a journey that got them there.
Yeah. I think Lotso though. I rewatched that because he's just, especially it's the end where he can save them and just for fun. Mm-hmm. It's not. There's no reason for it. Like the other villains have. Like Stinky Pete's motivation is, I want to get to be on the shelf and to be in the museum.
Yeah.
Al's is to make money. Lotso is just evil. He just wants them. He wants them to die. Like he leaves them there to die at the end.
His heart had turned to stone. Like
he's torturing people too. Yeah. Like in the jail. Like he wants to make people hurt.
Yes.
And it's Ned Beatty, right?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
He's really good at that voice. He's so good at that. So I think I would pick Lotso. He's mean. So mean bear.
I would go with Lotso as well as the best villain. But the one that would creep me out the most is by far Vincent, the ventriloquist dummy. Like
those are creepy.
Like if those walked up to me, like if all of these walked up to me, Stinky Pete, Al, Lotso, all the gang, everybody walks up to me. Vincent's the one that I'm keeping my eye on. Like what's going on with that guy over there?
Yeah. It's so weird, even in the movie.
Yeah.
Or like watching it the whole way through, even once you've seen him, and you get used to it, it's still just the weird face.
And their animation was so good at that point.
Yeah.
That it's very weird. Like I remember being in the theaters watching that one, talking about the fourth one with Vincent, the ventriloquist dummy.
Yeah.
And I remember like Tia and my wife and Evie, my daughter, like sitting there and they're like getting back like they're making noises when the dummy's like trying to chase after Woody.
That part is so like unnerving.
Yeah.
When they're like breaking through.
Yes.
It's like a zombie movie when you see them just like go at a barricade and just like go crazy going through it. It was like legitimately kind of scary.
It was. So that's why I think like, yes, Lotso's the best one. He's the one that's going to hatch your plan.
Yeah.
But Vincent's creepy.
He's the creepiest.
Yes,
you're right.
By far. All right, favorite side character. And we're just going with this movie here. Okay. So that way we're not going with we're not including, even though like Duke Kaboom, or
so funny.
What were Key and Peele? What were they?
Bunny and
so funny.
Honey and Bunny?
Something like that.
Yeah.
They were so funny in the fourth one. But I mean, and there's so many good side characters like Ken. Michael Keaton is Ken in the third one. He's so good. But we're sticking with this movie only.
Duke Kaboom, just quickly. His previous owner was Réjean. Like he's Canadian. It's like French Canadian.
What was his phrase? Do you remember?
No.
Oh man.
I laughed about that.
Yes.
I rewound it, made Katie like rewatch it. I'm like, listen to Réjean.
This is so good. So favorite side character, I narrowed it down to these. And these are good. You have Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head. I will take them as a couple.
Okay.
So Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head. Rex, Slink, Ham, Bullseye, and Jesse. So Bullseye and Jesse together. I'll put them together too.
Man. Ham's he's kind of a jerk in all of them. He's always kind of out for himself. He's funny.
But it's Ratzenberger. He is the one that carried Pixar. We know this.
Yeah. I think that Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head are the funny. Like that's consistently, like legitimately kid, adult, actually funny.
Yeah, I'm taking them.
Funny stuff. I think that's who I would choose as well. Bullseye and Jesse, like they're kind of heartstrings.
Yeah. Pulling
that. And Rex is funny too, but I think Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head are the funniest.
The thing I like about it, like, there's different times in my life I used to love Slink. I don't know why. Like, when I was younger, I thought Slink was like the best character.
Yeah.
So I think all of these characters are so well written.
Yeah.
And so well developed, especially these side characters in little bitty moments of screen time.
Yeah.
And then I think, again, what I love about the third one is they are the focus. Like, all of those characters are the focus.
Yeah.
And so it makes you like them even more when you go back and watch 1 and 2.
Yeah.
It's like when I watched this one, even though they hadn't been developed as much at this point, I love them even more, though, knowing like what I know about their personalities later on.
Yeah.
All right. So I think you asked this, which one would be the best seller? So this is the best seller, Slink, Potato, or Mr. Potato Head. Like, as a toy. Like if a kid was a toy now, which one do you think would get the most, sell the most? You have Slinky Dog, you have Mr. Potato Head, Sheriff Woody, Buzz Lightyear, Rex, Jesse, Bullseye, or Ham.
In my head, I think this is a clear, easy answer.
I think it's Buzz Lightyear.
Buzz.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like I literally put one on. My nephew has the like little kid thing that goes over your shoulders and has like the face thing and makes the noises. He thought it was funny. But I think like a kid, because that's one of the ones that a lot of kids would like if they'd never seen the movie. Yeah. It just looks cool. And it has the wings and it lights up and has the lasers. And I think that's the answer.
So that was too easy then. So let's say what would be the number 2 bestseller out of all that? Because that's where it gets hard. Because I think you and I both thought Buzz, just boom, right off the bat, which means it's an easy answer.
You think it's like after seeing the movie? Or like if you like the movie already? Because I think Woody's the main character. That's Woody, what you want.
Woody would be your seller.
But I think that like Mr. Potato Head or one of those, because you have like you can do different things. Or kids like dinosaurs.
I was going to say Rex. Yeah. Rex would be a big one.
Yeah, that might be the right answer.
Yeah, I think so. That's almost unanswerable. Yeah. All right. So now we're getting to the Pixar Mount Rushmore. Tough. Do you have your Mount Rushmore? Do you have your 4? Yeah. And it doesn't mean that you have to pick between Toy Story 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Okay.
So I'll make it a little easier for you. So I'll go first. So that way you these are on my cutting room floor. Okay. Like these are the ones that did not make the Mount Rushmore. When I was starting to carve it out, these movies didn't make it. So Nemo, not up there. Yeah. Bug's Life, not up there. Now these are the ones that were hard to leave out.
Those are good. Those are good.
Yes. Like some of these movies I didn't even mention. Like You Turning Red it's not even going to get mentioned here. Yeah. So Nemo, Bug's Life did not make it. Incredibles 1 did not make it. Incredibles 2 came nowhere even close. I didn't even like that movie.
Yeah.
Not a big fan of Incredibles 2. Cars 1 and 3 did not make it. 2's not even close. We talked about it earlier. WALL-E did not make it.
WALL-E.
Love that movie. But WALL-E didn't make it. Coco, not on the list. Inside Out, that will hurt Tia. That's one of her favorites. So Inside Out, not up there. Onward, not up there. Love that movie.
I like it.
Yeah. And the last one I'll mention that did not make it is I have a great personal memory of this one that actually goes with the movie pick, like us even naming it the movie pick. So Brave. Brave did not make it, but we have this video of my daughter when she was like 2, and we're sitting at the dining room table, and it's one of my favorite videos of her. And it was my turn to pick a movie. Like we went around and we would pick a movie that we would watch like whenever it was turn to watch a movie, and she wanted to watch Brave, and she just kept saying, "Daddy, you pick Merida." I was like, I don't think I'm gonna pick Merida.
It's my pick.
And I would almost bet money that we ended up watching Brave that night. So every time I think of Brave, every time I see a poster for Brave or anything, that I always think of Evie at 2 years old, my daughter at 2 years old, saying, "Daddy, you pick Merida?" So Merida has a very soft spot for me. But here are my 4, and you could probably pick them up from the ones that I did not name.
Yeah.
Obviously, Toy Story.
Mm-hmm.
Monsters. I love those, especially Universal. I love Inc., but University is like a masterpiece in my opinion. I love Up. The first, the intro of Up, when they're little kids, and then they start growing older together, and then real life happens, and they can't do their vacations and all this stuff. Like, that is cinematic masterpiece. Like, I love those moments of Up. And then Ratatouille. I'm a huge Ratatouille fan. I love the Ratatouille ride at Disney. It was a lot of fun.
That's an awesome ride.
It is. But I've always, for whatever reason, if there was an animated movie that you said, "Hey, let's just go watch this, let's throw it on." If I walk by and Ratatouille's on, I'm not going anywhere. I'm watching that movie.
Yeah.
All right, so that is my Pixar Mount Rushmore. Again, to say it again, Toy Story, Monsters, and specifically Monsters University. So Toy Story, Monsters, Up, and Ratatouille. Your turn.
Man. See, Up is one of the, I really liked Up, but I haven't watched it quite as much, so I don't think it stays with me aside from the first part, which is great, but will also just put you in a near depression of
I don't know. I think it seized the day. I mean, it makes me like, let's seize the day.
That's true. Yeah. It's good though, but I don't. The rest of the movie doesn't stick with me like it does.
Sure.
Everyone.
Sure.
If I was doing my top 2 would be Toy Story 2, then Toy Story 1. If we were ranking movies.
Yeah. Yeah. I won't make you do that.
Specific.
We'll go franchises. I want to make you do that.
So specific franchises, because a lot of the other ones I haven't seen. Like I liked Onward.
Yeah.
But didn't really do anything. Ratatouille, I liked, didn't impress me. Although I went to Disney for the first time as like a 25-year-old with my sisters and their kids, just to be like, we're going, the family's going, and that ride was incredible. And Toy Story Land was still like, I was literally like I was 5 years old.
The Slinky Dog roller coaster.
Yeah,
it was Evie's first
sneaky.
It's a good roller coaster. Yeah.
But Toy Story Land, like you go in there, literally as a 25-year-old who's not like a big amusement park person or any of that, and thought I was just going with my family, and then I walk into Toy Story Land and I'm like, we're here, baby.
Pixar and Disney, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
Sorry, I got sidetracked.
No.
So my number 1 is Toy Story.
Yeah.
I think that's probably clear from this conversation.
Yeah, I'm with you. Me too. Yeah.
2 is The Incredibles. Same as you. I don't love the second one. Isn't my favorite, but I think the first one is so good.
So I'm with you.
So
it's
amazing.
Awesome. Yeah.
Like, still quote things from it.
Mm-hmm.
Monsters Inc. is third. That's one that.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was perfect age for both of those. Like going off to college when Monsters University came out, and those are.
And Steve
really
Buscemi is so good in both of them.
Yes.
I love anything with Steve Buscemi. Steve Buscemi, yeah.
And Boo is one of the cutest characters. It was a tough decision, the 4th spot.
Okay.
Cars or Inside Out?
Ooh.
But I think I would go Cars still. I watched the second one, I think, like I said, one of the worst ones, but the first one is so, I feel like it's just like the creative.
It's just fun.
And it's just like that different world.
Yeah.
And it's so good. And the third one's good too. It's way more serious. And Inside Out's it's like a better version, I think, of Soul.
Yeah.
Where it's goofy, but they're really trying to like make you think of some big ideas in that. But I liked it.
And Pixar's, like we talked about, Pixar's really good at that. They're really good at making this movie that, a 40-year-old can enjoy, a 25-year-old can enjoy, or a 7-year-old can enjoy. I don't know how they do that magic that they do. Yeah. And they do it different than like your traditional Disney movies. Like that's what's crazy. So like when you talk about like Frozen's or like Wreck-It Ralph or Moana or, some of the, like those are Disney movies. Those aren't Pixar movies. And so sometimes, and you can tell like it's a different formula used for those movies.
Yeah.
And Pixar does something different. Like their creative teams are so good.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason why we're able to sit here and talk about, these movies so long. And, we could spend another hour talking about these movies.
Yeah.
Now, were there any other final thoughts that you had about Toy Story 2 or just Pixar in general or any of the stuff? I'm here for it.
I've got a personal story.
Here we go.
Of how much these movies, this is my love letter.
Yes.
To Toy Story 2, Pixar in general, but Toy Story 2, like I said, came out, I think I was 5 years old. Wait, that's when it came out. I was in my cousin's wedding.
Okay.
And what I wanted the most, the best toy from it, period, is RC.
Yeah.
That car is incredible. That's what I wanted so much.
Yeah.
And I was the ring bearer in my cousin's wedding. And, as parents do, they're like, you have to be good. This is their wedding.
Sure.
Do what they ask you to do. Be quiet, behave, do all that. And my mom was like, if you behave, we will buy you an RC. And I was like, done.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, Dave, I was the best ring bearer that's ever bared a ring in that wedding.
Frodo held nothing on you. Frodo's got nothing on Landon.
I was so good. So much better than my nephews at my wedding.
Fair enough.
I was great.
Yeah.
So the wedding goes by. I love my mom. You know my mom.
I can feel where this is going.
She's a literal saint on earth.
She is.
She's the best.
Yeah.
You know her.
Yes.
I don't know what happened. Wires got crossed. I didn't get RC. And I reminded her of that my entire life. I mean, my whole life. Okay?
Yeah.
So then when I'm 23, maybe 22, 23, I think I was in college or just finished college.
Yeah.
For Christmas, my aunt and uncle had gone to Disney World, and my mom, because I had badgered her about this for almost 20 years at this point. She gave them money or whatever, and they bought me a remote control, like big RC car with the thing that does it. So like my Christmas present when I was like 23 was the RC car,
and that was probably one of your favorite Christmas presents.
I loved it. They still have it at my house. Like I still like play around with when I go to their house, with the kids, like play around with it. And a lot of them, the younger ones, are scared of it. So then it's further though.
Yeah, no, I'm
at my wedding, which you were at.
Yeah,
alternate groomsmen.
Yeah. It didn't quite make the cut. It was like, hey, if somebody calls in sick,
you're in, buddy.
Yeah, you're in, buddy. Only because we know you want a suit. That's really the only reason why you're alternate.
Just be ready. Just stay warm in the bullpen.
Yeah.
At my wedding, the mother son dance as like a kind of poke fun at my mom, but also it's true. Our mother son dance was "You Got a Friend in Me."
I remember this.
Yeah. And it was because of that, and I surprised her with that. Not that it was like the best surprise ever.
That's a great surprise.
But my mom is one of my dear friends, and she does have a friend in me, and it was a funny thing because that's such like a long storyline. So this has been a huge part of my life for so long. I love Toy Story.
I'm so glad we did Toy Story together, and then no one else got to do Toy Story. If for nothing else, for that, that's awesome.
It was incredible.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, even if you have other things to add, I'm not going to let you add anything else. Like
that's it. That's
perfect. I'm not going to add anything else. We could not finish it any better. That's an awesome story. Yeah. That makes my day. So to finish it off, the email address is themoviepick@aol.com. You can email me ideas, suggestions, any thoughts, anything like that. And we're always glad to take those and try to do as many movies as get. And there's been quite a few movies suggested, so we try to take those. themoviepick@aol.com. Hit the like and subscribe. Give us the good ratings. Boost us in the algorithms. That always helps. And just like owls, well, first off, Landon, thank you for being on here with me.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure and an honor.
It's been fun. But just like Owls TV would say, this concludes our broadcast day.